everyone, my name is Maria Beth. Welcome to my channel. So today is Thursday, April 23rd. Yes, April 23rd. And so if you watch Sundays, that was my weekly DM and DF update. And then I said Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'd go deeper into that reading. I would ask additional questions. So if you didn't already watch my Sundays DM and DF weekly update, that goes very in depth as to what's going on this week for the DM and DF. Like what's in the head space, heart space, what they want, how they view the connection. And then Tuesdays, I went into what is the DM consciously working towards, what outside circumstances are influencing them, and then what is shifting for the DM. And then today, we're going to do what is the DM's hopes or fears, what shadow aspects are affecting the divine masculine, and what will manifest in the next 30 days. And I always have to add on this timeline, because you can shift the timeline. So if you don't like what's going to manifest in the next 30 days, you can change that. You can change your timeline. So just based on your own vibration and frequency. And so, but if it looks really good, then yeah, you want to kind of stay where you're at. And again, remember, this is for the collective, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. So again, we're going to ask kind of, deeper questions from what we talked about. That's my dog, by the way, coming. That's Mac. And so we're going to ask some more additional questions from what we started on Sunday. And then we're going to use the Twin Flame Journey Tarot for that. And then we're going to use the Island Wellness cards for clarity. And then we're going to use the Twin Flame Love Oracle deck for an additional message. We're going to do the Lover's Oracle deck for from a message from the divine. We are also going to pull signs from your spirit. So maybe signs or synchronicities that you might see while walking around. It's going to help you maybe figure out what signs and synchronicities you might be seeing. We're also going to do a message from your divine masculine to your divine feminine. We're going to see what could be blocking your union, or maybe what's balanced that's supporting your union. And then we're also going to pull some shadows. So one of the questions is, what shadow aspects are affecting the divine masculine? So we're going to pull that as well, some shadows that could be affecting your divine masculine. So let's get started. Okay, so let's start with, what is the DM's hopes or fears this week? What is the divine masculine's hopes or fears this week? What is the divine masculine's hopes, or it could be hopes and fears? Let's see what we get. What is the divine masculine's hopes and fears? 2 cards. Oh my gosh, it's the same exact cards we got on Sunday. That is wild. Okay, and you saw me shuffle. You watched me shuffle both times. Okay, so yeah, so their hopes and fears. Well, their fear is to be isolated and alone, and in the scarcity mindset. So that's what they're trying to get out of. They're trying to get out of this scarcity mindset, and they're trying to get out of this feeling of being isolated and alone. They don't want to feel this way anymore. They don't want to feel separated anymore. They don't want to feel like, so as you know, the 4 of Pentacles usually depicts like holding on to something really, really tight. And so it's almost like they feel like they're like trying to let it go. So they're not holding on so tight, but at the same time, they're feeling kind of alone by doing that. So their fear is that if they let you go, then they're going to feel alone. Okay, so that's what I think. That's what I'm getting for their biggest fear right now. And letting go, it is a scarcity mind. I know how people feel, where they feel like if they hold something on really, really tight, then they can't lose it. But the problem is that's not how it works with love. You have to be open. You have to kind of let go and allow the divine to come in and bring something better. So like sometimes when you hold on really tight to a particular mindset of what something should look like, or what a relationship should look like, that doesn't leave any room for the divine to come in and help you for a better version of your relationship. And it might be this might be also pertinent on the divine feminine side, because I think a lot of people do that. A lot of people feel like, it has to be a certain way. And so a lot of people are learning not to do that. So they're learning to kind of let go and not have a particular, mindset on what something should look like. And then, at the same time, they're saying, and I'm going to enjoy being single. I'm not going to feel like I'm isolated and alone. So yeah, so that's what I'm getting from this, is that being okay, it's almost like a hope too, right? Being okay with letting go, seeing what the divine brings, and being okay with being alone and not feeling sad about it. I think we're all going through that right now, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, because it's hard, right, to be separated from your divine counterpart. But let's get a clarifier. What is the DM's hopes or fears this week? What is the divine masculine's hopes or fears this week? Huh. Well, it's about learning from the past. So we got this on Sundays as well. So right now, so I'm trying to think. So this would be more of a hope, I guess. So what they're hoping is that they are learning from the past and that they're going to make new memories with you. That's their hope. Their hope is to make new memories with you. And I know I say this in all my videos, but there really is it's like an illusion, this whole thing. There really is a universal secret to this. And so the past really doesn't matter in this type of relationship. I know that sounds weird, but that's how it works in the twin flame union. And so they're hoping to make new memories with you at this time. That's their hope. Okay, so let's ask this question. What shadow aspects are affecting the divine masculine? What shadow aspects are affecting the divine masculine, please? What shadow aspects are affecting the divine masculine? Oh. Okay. Well, we got the devil card. Surprise, surprise, right? Okay, so that's all about attachments. That's about being attached to things that aren't for your highest good. It could be about obsession. That could be about, outside influences that are, distracting them. It's about really being off balance and being attached to things that are pretty much of the ego. So that is a shadow aspect that is affecting the DM. And another shadow aspect is that they're not always feeling so positive about everything. So, usually when it's upright, it's about illumination and growth. And so a shadow side is for them to not look at things in such a dim light. Instead of seeing the bright side of things, they may see something as half full instead of like the glass full. They may see it as half empty. And so it's trying to, look at things in a more positive light, as well as getting over these attachments. Now, I also wanted to pull some of these. Now, the reason why and I actually got these from the emotion code. I always talk about the emotion code. If you go online, it really is helpful. It heals you and the divine masculine when you do this. So I'm just going to see what comes out. When I pull this, see what comes out here. And this could be, again, this is for the collective, so take what resonates and leave the rest. But this is something that could be affecting you and your divine masculine. These are just some shadows that might be trapped. And so what you do is you go onto the emotion code. It's free. Just go on YouTube. You look up the emotion code, and it teaches you how to release this. And it's so easy. Basically, it's a magnet over the meridian over your head. It's so easy. But anyway, so some trapped emotions. And if you want help with this, this is something I also phone coach on. But it's very helpful. And so for some of you, your divine masculine has a trapped emotion of hopelessness. I know you can't see it, but it's hopelessness. Okay. And then for some of your divine masculines, the trapped emotion is effort unreceived. Maybe they felt like they put a lot of effort into something in the past, and like it didn't have any kind of recognition or any kind of reward to it. And so their effort was unreceived. That is also possibly trapped in your divine masculine, that emotion, you can help release that for them. You could also do chakra clearing. If you look in my description box below, I list all my old videos, and I did a bunch of cleansing of the chakras. This will also help you with releasing these trapped emotions by just I do pranic healing on your different chakras. Okay, and then another one that might be trapped in your divine masculine is terror. So that tells me that maybe something terrifying, something traumatic may have happened to your divine masculine in the past, and so this is a trapped emotion that could be within your divine masculine. And when they do have these trapped emotions, that also, unbeknownst to both of you, could also be repelling energetically your twin flame connection. Okay, and then the last one is nervousness. So maybe your divine masculine has a trapped emotion of nervousness. Okay, and so the way it works is, if you do the emotion code, you just have to kind of figure out what exactly caused it and kind of bring it to the surface, and then you take a magnet and you release it. It's really simple. But anyway, if you don't want to do that, if you want to check out my chakra videos down below, that will also help you to release these trapped emotions. All right, so the next question we asked is, what will manifest in the next 30 days on this timeline? Not knowing what timeline you're on, no idea what timeline you're on, but what will manifest in the next 30 days in this timeline that you're on? So this either could be a warning or like a surprise. What will manifest in the next 30 days? Okay, so what do we have here? So we have Eight of Pentacles reversed. Wow, so it's almost like not working on your progress and thoughts. Page of Swords, although Swords to me is all about communication. So that's interesting. So that tells me some communication could be happening in the next 30 days. But let us get some kind of clarity on this. So why is the Eight of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Swords here? Swords is all about communication. So what's going on here? What's going to manifest in the next 30 days? And that one wasn't even, it wasn't even flipped over. It says the Grim Reaper. Oh, for love of God. Okay. So it looks like the timeline you're on now, the relationship is not going to manifest within the next 30 days. But I'm glad I'm telling you this, because this is just a timeline. This is, again, for the collective. So this is not all of you. But it looks like your divine masculine, or you, like, it's almost like the work in progress has stopped. So instead of working on yourselves and becoming more like the best version of yourself, because this is what happens, right? So that's why it doesn't surprise me that this card came up, because when I saw this reversed, if you're not working on yourself, and you're not, and I'm not just saying you personally, and this is for the collective, so maybe you are, and then just please don't accept this as yours if it's not you. So for those of you who, you might look at this relationship as more as a boyfriend-girlfriend. It's more of like a codependent thing, you meet, boy and girl kiss, boy and girl get married. It's really not about that. It's really about, becoming the best versions of yourself. 60% of the time, this is not 100% of the time, because we're human, okay? So 60% of the time, being the best versions of yourself, the highest vibration of yourself. This is what I teach on. This is what I phone coach on. If you're interested, also readings, I help with that as well. If you're interested in that. Anyway, so working on yourself, okay? So of course, there's going to be a lot of thinking going, because they named this card Thoughts. So, because I wasn't sure, because Page of Swords could be communication. It could be a message. So for some of you, this definitely means a message. Definitely means there's going to be some communication within the next 30 days. No doubt in my mind for some of you. And then for some of you, this could be just about just thinking about your twin flame, both of you, back and forth, thinking, but not really working on yourselves, not really focusing on yourself, not really making progress. And so what that causes is the relationship not to really go anywhere. It doesn't really manifest. And so that's just the timeline you're on. That's all. But as I always say, timelines can be shifted within a day. Tomorrow could be a new timeline. It just depends on where you're at. So like if you know, like you desire your twin flame, like if you know you're here, because sometimes we are very aware of ourselves, and you know that every day you wake up in the morning desiring your twin flame to come into your life, like almost like an obsessive way, you know you're out of balance. You have to wake up in the morning feeling, like my life is so freaking good at this time. Also watch my Saturday night Divine Feminine, How to Empower Yourself as a Divine Feminine. I think it'll be very helpful for those of you who do feel this way. But anyway, and this is what I teach on because this is what I went through. I know what it feels like to wake up every morning and feel this way. Trust me, I know how it feels. And so this is what I teach on. This is why I do this channel. This is why the divine told me to do this channel, because I went through everything you could think of on this twin flame journey so that I could experience, so that I could help everyone, because it's such a hard journey and they wanted me to go through all this. They said, yeah, we want you to go through this too. And then we want you to go through that too. So that you can teach on this. And so, yeah, so what happens is, and when you were down here, and don't worry, because even if you were in union, it wouldn't have lasted anyway. It just repels, like the energies just repel. That's what it feels like. It actually feels like a numbing. Like you feel like something's repelling you. It's just a very odd feeling. It's not your typical boyfriend, girlfriend. So anyway, so you can change this timeline very easily. Okay. You just have to be mindful of where your vibration is at. And again, that's something I could teach on if you're interested. All right. And now let's get some kind of other message from the divine. What else would you like us to know for the collective, please? All right. I got this on Tuesday. Yep. So this is what is supposed to be happening. Phoenix rising, rebirth. That doesn't kill me, makes me stronger. So, it's almost like the divine really hits things home. They're like, well, we said this Tuesday, we're saying it again. We really want to get this into everyone's minds. Phoenix rising, rebirth, letting go of the old, let the old burn into the ashes, and let the new phoenix rise from the ashes. So you're going to go through this rebirth where you're not even going to recognize yourself. You're going to wake up one morning and go like, oh my gosh, who am I? Who is this, new version of myself? What happened, right? Okay, so let's also get a message from the divine on this. What does the divine want us to know? For the collective, please. What does the divine want us to know? And by the way, the divine asked me to always shuffle twice between each question. Okay, so we got trust. It says transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. Yeah. And then if you are in this desire, if you are down here, if you're in fear, it doesn't even have to be about your twin flame. If you're in fear of the virus, whatever you're in fear in, it still affects your twin flame. And so when you get into acceptance of the situation that you're in, now you're all the way up here now. You're in the fourth dimension. You just went from the third to the fourth dimension just by going into acceptance. And that's a big jump. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that that's going to happen one day. That might take a little work. But again, I can help you with that. All right, so let's see exactly what is in balance or out of balance. If there's something out of balance, this also could be blocking the twin flame union, or if it's in balance, then that is supporting the union. That is supporting you in getting into union, I should say. So what is possibly blocking or supporting the union, please? Okay, so for some of you, maybe you're thinking kind of rigidly about your divine masculine. Okay. And so what that does is if you're thinking kind of rigid, meaning kind of being overly serious, maybe cold, maybe a bit dry, maybe not feeling very nurturing toward your divine masculine energetically, that is going to put your divine masculine out of balance as well. And it's going to make them kind of rigid in their ideas, protective, maybe even aggressive, maybe like, don't call me, that type of thing, because they feel that energetically from you. And because it's you in another body. And the reason why I say this is because you share the same oversoul. and they have no choice but to energetically feel that. And that just automatically, and it's what you signed up for. This was the contract that you guys signed up for. But you have a lot of you are imbalanced. So let me tell you this one. Yet many of you are imbalanced in a couple of different ways. So some of you are balanced in your earthly masculine, which means you are very much a giver. You are very much about creation and manifestation. Like you're good manifestors. So you are, balanced in your own earthly masculine, again, by taking action on things. Maybe it could be towards your own mission, creating. So for instance, like this YouTube channel, see how balanced I am on my masculine side of me? Because I had to take action on this, I had to create this, and I had to manifest this. And actually, the creator is the divine feminine part, to be honest with you. Divine feminine starts off, they're the spark. And then the divine masculine is the creation. So I use both my own divine feminine and my own divine masculine to create this channel. So my own divine feminine had the spark, and then my own divine masculine side of me took action and made the creation. And I'm now being very giving, right? So this is what I do. I do this for free. So I'm always on here and I am giving, whatever I'm channeling the divine, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And, and then I manifested this. So anyway, so a lot of you are doing this. And then also, a lot of you are also balanced in your spiritual feminine, meaning you're very compassionate. So maybe you are compassionate towards your twin flame. Maybe you're compassionate towards yourself and others, your family, your children, your parents. That is being balanced in your spiritual feminine. And that is supporting you and your twin flame. That is going to put you into twin flame. It's one aspect that will put you in twin flame union. There are many pieces of the puzzle. So unfortunately, depending on your own contract, there might be a couple more things you have to do to become the best version of yourself. But compassion is a big one. That is absolutely huge. Okay. So now let's get, what kind of signs and synchronicities are you seeing? And like, if you do see it, what does it mean? Like, what kind of signs and synchronicities might you see? Or what does the divine want you to know? What does the divine want you to know? For the collective, please. Oh, okay. So if some of you are seeing, I know I see a lot of these where I live. Where I live, I have a lot of hummingbirds. But, even if you just see a picture of a hummingbird, or like a hummingbird kind of shows up in your life in some way, they're just, they're just asking you to have joy in your life, sweetness. Enjoy the sweetness in your life. Notice what's sweet in your life. Or this could be you. Maybe you're extremely sweet to people, or maybe notice, like what's sweet in your life. And, when it comes to sweetness, maybe share that sweetness energy with your divine counterpart. They will feel that. When you send loving energies to your divine counterpart, they feel that. When you're being sweet to them, they really feel that. They don't know why they're feeling it. I don't think. They're not really aware. They're like, why do I feel that? They feel like at home and they feel good about thinking about you. They don't really know it's you sending such loving energy vibes. But it does help. It helps the connection, which will manifest in the physical when you keep doing it. Okay, and then the last thing is, let's get a twin flame message, please. Let's get a twin flame message. For the, this is where they asked me to shuffle it twice. Okay. Can I please have one card from the divine masculine to the divine feminine, please? It says, I've never forgotten you, even though you think I have. Yeah, I know. In the physical, it does feel that way, doesn't it? It feels like they've forgotten all about you. You really have to go up to the 5D. You have to really connect energetically to know that they really haven't. But it's such an illusion. The physical is such an illusion. In the 3D or even the 4D, or like, as long as you're not in the same space, you really have no idea. You can't see them, you don't hear from them, you don't share friends with them. It's like they're invisible. But just know, and this is what they're saying to you. They have never forgotten you, even though you think they have. They have never been able to get you off their mind at all, not by a long shot. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. Also, if you're interested in a personal reading, if you look at my Sundays, I always hate my hair on video. I have to get it cut, I think. So, if you look at my Sundays video, that's what my personal reading looks like. And it's on discount till May 30th. And if you're interested, just go ahead and email me. And then also, if you do subscribe and you are not a YouTuber and I can't see, who you are, then again, email me and let me know that you subscribed, and I will put you in a drawing for a free reading. So again, it looks just like Sunday. So check out Sunday's reading. That's exactly what it will look like. It's very, very detailed and it's personalized to you. And I send that to you in a video. And that is something that I'm giving away when I hit my next subscriber mark, which I'm really close. I'm like within 10, I think. I know, but it's so hard to like hit that subscriber mark when you first start. I'm very new. So anyway, I do appreciate all my new subscribers. I do appreciate all of your support. I really enjoy your emails to me. I really enjoy your comments, and I really appreciate, all of your support. And thank you so much. And I will see you Monday. I'm sorry. No, I will see you Friday. I will see you Friday. And Friday, I am going to, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to do something fun. Maybe I'll do something with sun signs. I'll do something Friday. I can't think of what I'll do yet, though. Something off the top of my head. So, anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.